It's amazing to me how so many people can talk about the women from the Tinder Swindler movie, not realizing that they're with their own version of a Tinder swindler. Although it may not be monetary, means that they're giving a man, they're giving away their body, their heart, their time, their resources. You know what I mean? It's just like everyone plays the fool at some point. Well, let me not say everyone, but I feel like a lot of women have been them, but maybe not at that type of scale. It sounds outrageous because of the amount of money these women were giving over to this guy, but at the same time, we have done, a lot of women are guilty of the same thing, giving away ample amounts of money, waking up, staying by the phone hoping that he called, you know what I mean? Hoping that he didn't forget about you, or, you know, he ghosted you and then came back, or this, that, and the third. It's the same kind of thing. So it just amazes me how so many women in particular could point the finger at these women and call them, you know, dumb and smart. Couldn't be me, but it is you. It's just shown in a different way. So they had this idea, this fairy tale, how they wanted to be in love or taken care of by this guy, this billionaire, millionaire, playboy. They wanted to be the kind of girl that tames him. And I feel like women do the same thing. You know what I mean? They want to be the one that the man decides to wife up. So they give up themselves, their this, their that, their won't, and just, you know, in hopes that they get chosen as well. They do things to prove their worth or who they are to a man too. So that's basically what the women were doing. They just were using money to get into his heart, or win a place in his heart, or win a place in his life. But like I said, women do it all the time. So that's why I wanted to talk about or use this video as a catalyst, because also I do feel like there were red flags that we all could learn from watching that movie.
Matt saying Quebec, man, a girl was heaven sent. Matt saying Quebec, man, a girl was heaven sent.
So if you guys have not seen the Tinder Swindler on Netflix, definitely go and check it out and watch it. It is pretty interesting, but I just wanted to talk about some red flags that we all can look out for. Or, you know, when I watch things, I always try to learn from them. I never really watch them as just for entertainment. Kind of watch them, especially a documentary, something like that. Something that goes in the line of dating and relationships. Okay, I'm going to take notes because I believe, you know, I'm the kind of person that I don't have to learn from my experiences. I could kind of learn from other people's. I'm not one of those people that I got to see it for myself. Let me make my own mistakes. No, if you can warn me, if you can help me, please do. You know, I don't like to go through pain and suffering, so whatever. But yes, so one thing I noticed is that so many people say, you know, she didn't think. She wasn't thinking. But when you have a fantasy in mind, it's something that you're hopeful for, you don't think, you don't rationalize, you just go with the feeling. I feel like your feelings, your emotions override your sanity. You know, that thing in you that will help you to stop and pause and like, okay, could this be true? Could it not be true? When you want something bad enough on that kind of level, especially when you think that it's like a fairy tale or something that could change your life or it will give you bragging rights, I just felt like for the first lady, she wanted to have that fairy tale Cinderella story. She wanted to be able to tell her friends, you know, and be at the wedding reception or the engagement party to say how they met and how it was just like this whirlwind relationship. You know, he wooed me, he swept me off my feet. You know, she just had that in mind to me, in my opinion. Whatever that fairy tale may have been in her head, that was more real to her or more strong to her than any potential danger that could be coming her way. Because, you know, all of us watching it for the most part will be like, oh no, I don't think that's wise for you to just meet this man and then go on a plane with him. You don't know what this guy is into. You know, that's what we are saying, because we may not have that type of fantasy or that strong desire like she does. So like our flight instincts are coming in, you know, they're coming to the forefront. So it's just like, no, I don't think so. I don't think you should go, girl. But no, like her fantasies, her desires, wanting to be chosen, wanting to live that jet setter life was more important to her than her own safety, than her rationalizing what could go wrong. And that's what we've seen. So I really feel like when people say she didn't think, she wasn't thinking. She didn't want to think. She just wanted to keep living in her fantasy, living in an alternate reality, which was her desires, her dreams. So, again, and I just felt like she wanted to have that fairy tale lifestyle and just to have like that romantic story. And I really feel like that gets us in a lot of trouble too. We need to stop dealing with the fantasy and deal with the reality of who people are and what the situation is. Because really, our fantasies keep us in situations longer than what we really should. If you just take off the veil off your eyes and look at the situation for what it is. Not what you want it to be, not what you hope it'll be years down the line, but what it is right now. How you're feeling right now. What is the situation saying right now? Because right now, it would have told her before she even gave him any money, why is a billionaire asking me for money? Can he not ask his rich billionaire friends, the people that he's in board meetings with? That's what the reality would tell you. But your fantasies will tell you something else, like, oh, he needs me, he trusts me, this is a good way for us to bond, he's going to wife me, he's going to marry me. You see what happens, what our fantasies do to us? But it was just my imagination running wild, running away with me. Temptations try to tell us, wake up out of them imaginations and just deal with the reality of the situation. And also another red flag, again, him being a billionaire online, that wasn't a red flag. We all know men with money don't have no problem getting no girls. They don't got to go online, they don't got to put themselves out there at all, because girls is going to flock to him. So being online, to me, a man that's a billionaire, I don't see it happening. Especially something like Tinder. I can see maybe a billionaire maybe being on one of those paid sites to be around other elite people, but not Tinder, not a free. So that's just my thought. See again, your fantasies will make you think that you found a needle in a haystack, but really you just found some fool's gold. It's not the real thing, and that's what happens. Think about the guys that you like the real popular, famous guys that you like. Would you see them on a dating site? And if you did, wouldn't you think something of it? Are they doing this for a social experiment? Are they, you will have questions because in your mind, they don't need no kind of help. They don't need to be on a dating app. So that's the same kind of mindset you have to have with these men that seem like they're just too good to be true online. If you're all this, I'm pretty sure you should be having women flocking to you every day. And even if it's just the women in your circle, I just didn't see a man, a billionaire, being online. That's just my thing. And that's another thing too. I noticed okay, if he's such a billionaire, how come he has all this time in the world to do whatever he wants to do? We know that most men in business are very busy. They don't have time to be able to instantly write you back. They don't have time to instantly get on a plane and things like that. I just don't see it. Their life is way more structured. They're either in business meetings or coming out of meetings. It's just a flow, a natural flow. But this guy was always available. Kind of like people that don't have a job, That's just what I picked up on. You got all this time, write me back right away and this and that. When do you work? See, because even me, even us everyday people work. So we are not glued to our phone 24/7. We try to sneak it during the lunch break or under the table real quick. But you know what I mean? We are not we are attached to our phones, but it's still some space in there, some gaps, because we're living our lives. But to me, I felt like his job was to scam people because he always was on his phone. He always had time to send pictures and this and that and that. It just was very unbelievable. unacceptable to me. I'm not laughing at her, but it's just a situation. Like, again, how strong your fantasies can be that you overlook certain things that do not need to be overlooked. So there's that. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I feel like a red flag is when people try to rush things, like expedite a connection. They try to force a connection very quickly. Like with the first lady, why are you trying to get us to meet right away? Let's first have a little conversation, get to know each other on this app to see if we are even compatible enough to meet in person. But no, boom, hotel address. Like, dang, like, ooh, it was too much. It was just too much. So that to me would have been a red flag. If somebody just automatically trying to meet up with me off of a dating site. Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. So let's just like talk. Let's just converse first. How are you doing? How many siblings do you have? Where did you grow up? Just a little familiarity. Y'all know the word I'm trying to say. But it's just that. So I was not feeling that on his part. That was a red flag to me, because I feel like at the same time he should be concerned about his danger. But I learned men like that that he should be concerned for his safety. So he should be like vetting her out too, I would think. But no. But men like that, they don't care. They live life, push it to the limit. Remember that for Scarface? Yes. So that is what I felt like he was doing. Pushing it to the limit. Just don't even care. All right, I got somebody on my line. Let me reel her in. Let me like put the womb doom on her. Take her to jets of her life. We're going to hit it off. And then I'm going to start asking her for money. It's just crazy. But nevertheless, I wanted to say, like, I just look at situations and realize, like, okay, that could have been me too. So it's not like I'm trying to judge this lady or anything like that, because like I said, I feel like we all been in situations where we didn't see the trees for the forest. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think that's how the saying goes. We couldn't see the trees for the forest. We only seen what we wanted to see. Our fantasies made us think that were more better or more attractive than the reality, and that's all we seen was our fantasies. We put like, it was like glasses. Our fantasies is the glasses, but in real life it's just a mess. Like, the glasses are covering up the mess that is really in front of us. So our fantasies just will keep us going, and things that we hope for, that desire to be chose. So we would do things that are really out of character, and the people outside of us can see what's going on, but we don't want to hear what they got to say, because you ain't about to ruin my fantasy. The truth wakes you up out of your fantasies. It's like kind of putting water. How people be asleep and they throw water on them, it just shocks you. So that's what the truth is, and a lot of people don't want to hear it. So, we've been there. I know maybe she felt it, but like I said, all of them probably felt it was a little off, but your desires are stronger than your feelings. What you want to have happen becomes more stronger than what is really true, what's really going on. So you guys have to let me know what you guys think about the movie and any red flags that you picked up on, and I want to hear them, because again, each one teach one. You guys may pick up things that I didn't even notice, that I didn't even recognize. So let's get into it. Other than that, that was just my thoughts on the situation. You can let me know how you feel, and let's talk. Other than that, I hope that you have a good day, and we will talk soon. Bye.